Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live stream of Heartland Ham Radio. I am Michael. My amateur radio call sign is AF0F, Alpha Fox 0 Fox, Alpha Foxtrot 0 Foxtrot. I'm coming to you live today from my home QTH here in Kansas City. Let's see what's going on this weekend. We've got Parks on the Air we're going to do again. After last weekend was the ARL DX contest that we focused on. We're back to hunting Park on the Air activators this weekend. It's also Idaho and Oklahoma QSO Party weekend, I believe. So if we hit any of those folks, we'll try and make contacts with them as well. So let's see. But we'll be focusing on Parks on the Air. We were kind of contest heavy last weekend. So excited to be back with you at a little more relaxed pace instead of trying to make a Q raid in a contest. So I'll be narrating as we go, but if you're new to amateur radio or Parks on the Air or contesting or just have any questions about what the heck it is I'm doing, let me know in the chat or the comments. I would love to hear where you're watching from today. So let's see what's new. Bouvet Island DXpedition 3 Yankees 0 Kilo is wrapping up. Been following that this week. They've got a weather gap to try and get most of the people off of the island, so I believe they're working on that. I believe if you haven't made contact with them yet, the chances are probably getting less and less. But that DXpedition is wrapping up. Some amazing videos and interviews that are starting to show up on YouTube. So I'll put a link to those in kind of the show notes after the stream. But just man, what incredible conditions they were operating in the past couple of weeks. And I know there's tons of folks that made contact. I know there's tons of folks that didn't make contact. But yeah, just hats off to those people. I hope they make a safe trip off the island and back home. And just really want to say thank you to those folks for being out there. That is a huge undertaking for sure. Let's see what else is going on. Larry, Kilo Echo 2 Echo Tango, and Wayne, November 3, Charlie Delta Foxtrot. They reached out and let me know they are doing a POTA road trip to New Mexico in a couple of weeks. They're going to be departing on April 2nd, and they're going to be going for 10 days to 40 different parks in New Mexico. So if you're interested in following along with them, I said I'd mention it in the stream. So if you're interested in following along with them, you can follow their adventures on the New Mexico POTA Facebook group if you want to follow along in their adventures. Let's see, I mentioned Idaho and Oklahoma QSO Party today, so that'll be going on. Let's see, before we get started, just thanks to everybody. I enjoy getting emails and messages from you all. It's just been incredible. I've mentioned this several times, but I started doing this as something I just wanted to learn how to do, and I thought I might try it for a couple months. Wasn't sure what to expect, and here we are over a year later, making amazing connections with you all, and I just think that's pretty dang cool. So thank you so much for supporting me in the channel and just reaching out, making connections with me. I've enjoyed meeting so many of you, most virtually. I hope maybe to make that a little bit more in person in Dayton, if anybody's headed to Dayton. So maybe we'll run into some of you at Dayton. But just thank you so much for doing that. I always love getting your comments and feedback. I'm good on QRZ if you want to shoot me an email, and I'll respond to you as I can. But if you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on a new video live stream. We'd love to have you along. With that, enough babbling on my side. Let's get the radio on and let's see who's on the air today. All right. Good morning. Good morning. If you're in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from today. Let's see. We got all sorts of stuff going on here. I finally got a new setup up here. I got to complain about my monitor situation lately. I found a good deal on a monitor, so I've got another monitor up here to put a couple more windows on. So I've mentioned I'll do a shack tour at some point, but I just all the windows. There's things for the FlexRadio. There's things for the contest software. There's things for the spotting clusters. There's things for the YouTube stream. There's stuff for HamClock and POTA spotting and live chat and all of that. So I finally got a little bit more real estate up here. I don't know. I never envisioned myself being kind of wrapped around in monitors here, but I think I've got a little bit more room to to maneuver stuff around. So if any of my scenes are messed up today, we'll work those kinks out today, I guess live. So all right, let's see who we got. I was looking at the spotting cluster, so it looked like there were several people out there, but when I fired up the radio, you can see on the waterfall, there's just really not a lot of signals out there today. So we'll see. I'm not sure what band conditions are doing today. I did see yesterday the K was pretty high. It's back down to 4. Let's see. Conditions are listed as fair today on most of the bands for daytime. So we'll see how things go. We've had that happen before. Let's start here on some of these spots. We've got some England stations spotted. 14160. See if we hear anything there. Bring up this audio just a little bit in my ears. Well, I don't hear them at all. Yeah, it's amazing. They're really light. I see the spot on the screen there. Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Whiskey uniform. We got Kilo Romeo 4 Bravo Sierra November. Pat is in the chat saying 10 meters is horrible here today in Virginia. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. I was trying really hard to get Bouvet on 10 or 12, and I couldn't do it on FT8. So I did not have much luck in the last couple days on that. I hear somebody in there. They're really weak, though. Okay, we'll keep rolling. We can come back. Ooh, a lot of noise right there. I see Keith, Alpha Charlie 1 Romeo Hotel. It's kind of right in the middle of some noise there, too. Anytime I add like a new thing in the shack here, I'm like always like, okay, what bad switching power supply is going to start creating noise on my radio? So I've had that little squiggle there for a little bit. I don't know. It's got to be something, but I don't think it's the new monitor or anything like that. I've had monitors up here before. I had another monitor. It is just so incredibly noisy. I don't know if it's a bad power supply or what it is, but it is terrible. So I was not about to put that thing back in service. So we got a different one. This one's so far been pretty quiet. I brought up the waterfall when I brought it online and made sure it was as quiet as it could be. Also did get a new desk light. It's like I had like an old kind of desk light that had had an LED bulb in it, but it was just, kind of a standard, been around for 30 years, kind of spring-loaded on a boom mic light that I had up here. And I've got a new one now where I can adjust the kind of brightness of it, but I was nervous about that one too, because it's LED, it's got, power supply with it, so wasn't sure what to expect. But so far, so good. We'll see. Did some FT8. It didn't, cycle the brightness, so it seems to be okay for RF interference. I'm always hesitant to change anything up here in the shack. I don't even hear Whiskey 8 Delta Foxtrot today on 20. I can always hear those guys. I'm just rolling through the spots here. I'm not. Ooh, this may be a little bit of a light day here, y'all. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday so far. All right, well, I'm all the way through the 20-meter spots. I mean, you can see all the spots there. I just nothing on the waterfall. I do have my antenna on, right? All right. Let's go to 15. One spotted on 15. Yeah, that one's almost 30 minutes old, so it's probably going to fall off here shortly. There's 12-meter spot. And then one person spotted on 10 meters. Wow. Seriously, all the way through? Wow. Interesting. Okay, then. Let's take a peek at 40. 40 is usually not my go-to band in the morning. That's a rag chew. I doubt I'm hearing the Great Britain Park. Let's see if we hear anything. Man, 40 is quiet too. Man, is this going to be a digital day? I'm all the way through the 40-meter spots. Holy smokes, y'all. Jarrett says in chat, I was beginning to wonder if it was just me, if the band, if the bands are just bad. I think they're bad today. Holy smokes, y'all. Wowza. Let's see. Jarrett said he made one contact on 20 meters. It was rough. Wow. Yeah, this is, it'd be kind of a short live stream this morning. I got up early. I was going to be up here, shortly, around 8:30 Central Time, and just some house stuff got away from us. We had a malfunctioning cat food feeder, so that had to be all fixed, and so he did not get up here till a little bit later today. So, although it doesn't sound like I was missing much. Wowza. All right, we may just have to spin the VFO here, y'all, and just see if there's anybody out there. I see some activity down here.
But then we got about 5 or 6 days worth. So we've been doing
a little bit of a rag chew going there. Saw something here.
Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by.
All right, we got Oklahoma QSO Party. All right, they already start? They probably did. I got Idaho. They did start at 10 a.m. Idaho starts at 2 p.m. All right, let me do this. I was not expecting Oklahoma to be real great here for QSO Party. So give me a second. I am going to install the Oklahoma QSO Party logbook software, and we'll do this live here.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November.
Yeah, Randy says conditions unusually bad today. The mu is only at 7 megahertz here in southeast U.S. Yeah, that's bad.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5.
All right.
Bravo Papa, standing by.
All right, let's get the Oklahoma QSO Party installed.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by.
Let's take me a second here.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by. CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5.
I hear you. Give me a second. Got to get my license key for my software here.
CQ.
I should have my state QSO Party license code memorized for N3FJP.
Standing by.
All right. We are registered.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by.
All right, got that up there. We got that up there. I know you guys can't see this. Give me a second. Give me a second here to get this all set up.
Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by. CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor Bravo Papa, standing by. CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party.
Get the rig set up here. I'm going to give this guy a call just while I've got him. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. 59, Comanche, Charlie, Oscar Mike, Oklahoma.
QSL, thanks for Comanche. You are 5'9", Kansas, Kilo Sugar.
Thank you. Good luck. 7-3, November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, QRZ.
All right. Got one in the QSO log for Oklahoma QSO Party.
November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, standing by.
Boy, the band conditions are like this. This is going to be a little bit rough for a QSO Party weekend. Jarrett says, oh, Idaho starts in 30 minutes. That's what I thought I saw. And then here on HamDash, it looked like it was... Yeah, that's weird. Okay, good. I think the timer's wrong on HamDash. Yeah, I thought they were an hour apart. I thought one was 10, one was 11. Hey, we got Kilo 6, Sierra Uniform Delta. Good morning, Michael and everyone watching from Redlands, California. Thank you. Appreciate you tuning in this morning.
Whiskey 0, Zulu, Quebec. 59, Comanche. Charlie, Oscar, Mike, Oklahoma.
Okay, thanks for Comanche. You're 5 and 9 into Minnesota, Mike November.
Thank you. Good luck. 7-3, November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, QRZ.
Sorry, this thing is updating the super check partial, so give me a second here.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, standing by.
So what I'll do is I'll log this in the QSO Party logger, and then I will move them to ACLog after the event, so you guys won't see this in the normal ACLog that's shared right at this second. So I've got, you can see here, I've got kind of the Idaho QSO Party all set up, ready to go.
Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel.
I would just have to change it back over to Oklahoma, so
Charlie, Oscar.
that's how many we get. I think this is going to be a spin the VFO and see who we hear today, y'all.
November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, QR.
Victor, Bravo, Papa there. Somebody was down here.
No, I'm going to qualify. So it shouldn't affect me here.
If you guys notice any weird audio things, let me know too. It looks like OBS updated sometime over the week, and notice my audio mixers look a little bit different. Hopefully everything's okay. I think my intro music might have been a little messed up, but we'll see. Wow.
South Carolina.
Somebody say South Carolina. Anybody got any fun projects going on in the shack? I talked about my added a new monitor up here, and I got my new LED light here, so super excited about that. I know it's spring break for a lot of kiddos. This was the rag chew going on. Wow, we're to the top of 40, y'all.
November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa.
He's the only one I hear. Don't hear these POTA activators that are spotting here.
We'll hit it up, and what'll happen is it'll get hot, and you can measure that with your fingertip there, Keith, if you run enough power to it. Should be good. And the other thing you're going to notice is that your SWR will climb. I've done this many times in Sunset up in Portland, and the SWR will go up.
These guys are just rag chewing.
And that
I'm going to bring up...
kind of, you know, in a very rough way. If you've got enough going in there to...
There we go, displays, map layers. I'm going to look at the Mu map.
Especially if you don't put your hand on it, you are dumping significant power. Is it more than 10%? I doubt that.
All right, save that. I'm still getting used to OpenHamClock here. I could share the screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. I want this. I want Okay, so I've been playing with OpenHamClock and these different layers. They've got all these different layers and things you can turn on. Let's see here. You can see here the band conditions down on the listed as low. You can kind of toggle these cold, closed. Got the VOACAP. Oh man. Still figuring out kind of how to use all these sections. I know they've got you can toggle. There's like a POTA layer here. You can toggle POTA things on, which bands they're on. Kind of got DXpeditions off here to the right. If you've got WSJTX going, you can get decodes of your spots. There's not a lot being found for DX cluster here either. There also is an integration I was reading about. I need to look into it a little bit more. I think you have to run OpenHamClock local, but there's an integration here for N3 FJP, which would be kind of cool to show recent posted logbook entries in your map, which is kind of cool. But you got to run this local, and then it listens to the ACLog API to do that. And so I was reading through this. I was like, oh, that might be kind of a fun little projects to play with on the sometime. So, but yeah, so I've been playing with OpenHamClock a little bit and seeing kind of what I can get going with that. So it's been cool. Those guys have done an amazing job in just a short amount of time for what they've put together on it. So I do have a Raspberry Pi behind me. I wonder, maybe I'd install it on the Raspberry Pi. That'd be the thing. But then I wouldn't be able to still do the local. Well, I might be able to do that. It's on the same network as my laptop. I bet I could get the data. To the Pi. I just don't want to run more stuff on the laptop than I already have going. So, let's see. All right. See, Jarrett says, I need to work on the new shack and need to find a new job for my Pi 5. Well, what was it doing before? Do you just have a Pi 5 it's looking for a job, or are you repurposing it? I have a Pi 5 that sits behind me here on it's kind of the white little box over my shoulder there. It runs my, I was playing with Node Red a little bit, so I was got a Pi 5 for that, so it's an 8 gig model for memory. I think you can get 4, 8, or 16 gig. Hindsight, I should have probably gotten the 16, especially with memory prices right now. But yeah, it's worked out pretty well. I tell you what, those Raspberry Pis in ham radio are pretty dang cool. That's a versatile little box and can do a lot of things. And I've barely even scratched the surface. Like, it's got, you can put GPIO type stuff on it. You can get these little cards that interface on it. I know I've got a commercially available DMR hotspot that sits behind me. It's the Zum spot. It's built on a Pi, but it has a hat on it for the radio portion. So that's what I use. So I guess technically I have 2 Pis behind me, but one is just a commercially available one with a display on it, running WPSD on it for the DMR stuff. So it's been a little bit since I've been on DMR. I'm kind of enjoying all the HF and contesting stuff. I need to fire that back up. I know there's a POTA talk group and things too. You check that out. Saw something under this POTA spot on my display here, so I wanted to pop over there. I think it was a Hunter though. This is our QSO party.
CQ.
Yep. Oh, there's somebody. Well, I see lots of folks out in parks. They're probably just as frustrated as we are here trying to hunt them. Gonna jump through these spots from the spotting cluster here. Let's just see if we can find anybody. I think this is gonna be just one of those days in ham radio where the physics and propagation just aren't there. I mentioned at the opening, Bouvet Island. I've been watching some of those videos. Holy smokes. Hats off to those guys that were part of that crew. What, I don't know, to operate for, what was it, 2 weeks at least, plus, you know, sailing time on top of that. And I know they're working hard to get everything off the island. I think they were going to do that today, I was reading. I kind of got my timing a little bit messed up. Sometimes you see some of those Facebook posts and they're like, no, it was posted 2 days ago. It's like, oh, great. I'm out of the loop. Oh, I hear Keith in there. Let me see if I can play with some of these noise filters. I got a new piece of software that I'm playing with. It's called SliderMaster. And one of my gripes on the Flex on the Maestro is you can't adjust the advanced noise filters. So in version 4, if you paid for the Plus subscription, they released in December a bunch of these noise filters, but you can't adjust the sliders on the Maestro, so you can just toggle them on and off. Victor Echo 3 Charlie Kilo Oscar released a piece of software called SliderMaster, and it lets you kind of mess with the sliders on some of these filters. So you guys won't see this, but I'm going to toggle some of these filters on and see if we can kind of play with this with some noise in here and see how it filters it out. So give me a second here while I play with this. Wide noise blanker. Let's try the noise reduction. Yeah, that was too much. So this is a speech optimized filter called NRS. Kind of pulled Keith out of there a little bit. This is a noise reduction filter. Obviously, you can hear the DSP artifacts in there. I don't like that one. So this is an AI-based neural network suppression. Let's see what this sounds like.
All right, it's definitely good.
Kind of pulling him out of there. See if he comes back through there. So you can see how it's kind of blanking out all the noise. It's supposed to focus on speech. And this is getting better. You have to have an 8000 series Flex for the processing power that's required on some of these, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't pulling them out of there. Let's see. Jarrett said, had running ham clock, but now looking for a new job. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I know they've done some thing. Oh, Chris even mentioned it here. Ham clock is still live. Yep, it's still working. I know they've done some hacks to kind of get things working. The workarounds I've seen, though, and I know it's making it work, but basically what they've done is you basically create a host file on your device and redirect that traffic from the ham clock domain servers over to another server. it works, and I think it will keep things alive and keep things from stop working. So that's awesome. I think that's great. But generally speaking, anytime you're editing host files, at some point that's going to fail as well. The IP address is going to change of the hosting solution. You know, it kind of keeps it up and running, and maybe that's the intent. And I love that things are not going to just stop working. So I think that's great, but I'm generally not a big fan of putting things in host files just because it's going to bite you later. I've run across that in my professional life in IT where server admin has hard-coded something into a host file, and it may not bite you for a while, but it will bite you at some point down the road. But I am super happy that someone came up with something that's at least going to keep some of these devices online and working for sure. So super happy about that. I think I've completely lost Keith here. So yep, Chris says simple IP hack. Yep. Let's see. Jarrett says, thanks for a heads up on that. I was running it and something happened. Stop booting. Reimage. Figured I'd find a new job. Let's see. Philip, Kilo Alpha 4, Kilo Oscar Echo says, I gave up on my Flex 6300 Maestro A. Never could get networking to work right. Tend to crash unexpectedly. I never had a Maestro A. I've got a Maestro C here. It's been good. I like having that tactile feedback for manipulating the controls. So I went with the Maestro. It's an expensive accessory. I mean, you can get a FTDX10 or a 7300 for the price of the Maestro. It's got a beautiful display on it. I love it a lot. But yeah, it's an expensive accessory. I did run into problems. I'm gonna get off this noise. Sorry. I did run into problems during the ARL DX contest where the spots were coming in so fast and furious. As soon as it got over about 220-ish spots, it really bogged down. Like the lag on it was just terrible. I hope they can do something with software to fix that because please, I'd rather them prioritize the transmit and the display and the waterfall over the spots. I don't know if it's how they put the spots into like into memory or whatever. The simple workaround is you just go into the spots menu and you clear the spots and then, everything's back for a while. But if you're in a contest where you're mapping the spots and the spots are scrolling and scrolling, even on the Maestro C, which is the latest Maestro, it got really, really sluggish and bogged down. So that was kind of my one gripe with the Maestro. Let's see, Chris says, but with the new update soon, OTA will fix the other issues. Okay. I'll have to watch that pretty close. Chris, enjoy work. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. November 3, Whiskey Echo Romeo. Let's see. Philip says, not a networking guy. Was in school when they were teaching 8080A architecture using an ICOM 7300 Mark II now. How do you like that radio, Philip? I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know a lot of folks have really enjoyed that radio. That 7300's a workhorse. I'm glad they kind of refreshed it and gave it some new life. They've sold a lot of those units for sure. Let's see. Pete says, hey, Michael, great job. Got an 8600 and Maestro. Rather than use the PC with the big monitor, conditions are bad today. Yeah, they are bad today. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Pete. I was the same way. I think the SmartSDR software is beautiful. It looks amazing on the screen. I'm just already doing so much stuff on my computer that I just prefer to have the separate display. Obviously, I still run CAT and DAX on the display to bring the audio into the stream, which I think is amazing. I mean, I think about all the cables and USB connectors and things I used before with a traditional radio to get things into the computer, and I think what Flex has done with DAX is really, really innovative. Now there's some nuances to it, a little bit of a learning curve to kind of understand exactly what it is, but just the reduction of the amount of cables I've got kind of patched into the computer, and then not having to worry about COM port sharing between multiple programs and all that stuff. That was a huge plus for me in the Flex column for sure. So Let's see. Pete says, I got 2 computers, one dedicated to the Flex. Okay, awesome. I've also heard really good things. I know you have to pay for it. I've got the iOS app on my phone, and I think that looks really, really good. It's a third-party app that is written for it with Flex's support. But I've also heard that same application is available in Mac. So if you're a Mac OS person, I've heard the feature functionality between the Windows and Mac. There's a lot of nice features on the Mac. I've just got, I don't know, my whole life is kind of centered in the Windows universe, and so many of these ham radio tools and things are kind of released for Windows first. I know that's changing, but yeah, I'm kind of a PC person, but yeah, I like having the external display as well. So I think I'm with you on that one. Jarrett says, any suggestions for my Pi 5? Oh man, there's all sorts of stuff you could do. Like I mentioned, you might check out Node-RED, the Node-RED dashboard. And there's some great videos on that. Having a SDR-based radio with an API in it, you can do some really, really cool stuff with Node-RED. Let's see, what else could you? I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. You put me on the spot here. I'm sure others would have some suggestions for you on what to do with your Pi. This is so crazy, guys. I don't think I've had a stream where it's been this quiet from POTA activators.
Thank you so much. Have a great Saturday in 7-3. Thank you so much, and blessings back to you and yours. This is Kilo 4 Golf Special Event Station commemorating the Battle of Guilford Courthouse. We're part of the Southern Campaign of the Revolutionary War. If you'd like to check us out, you can look us up on QRZ under the call sign Kilo 4 Golf, or you can go to our website, www.history.radio. That's history.radio. Any station, anywhere, CQ.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. I have you 5 and 9 from Kansas.
QSL, thank you so much. You are 5 and 9 in Kansas. Whereabouts are you?
I'm about 20 miles north of Nashville, Tennessee.
Very good, very good. We're over in Kansas City, so thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being out there and for the special event. Good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. I have a good propagation going to Kansas today, so I hope I can pick up a few more. Have a great Saturday. Kilo 4 Golf, 7-3.
73, bye-bye. All right, we got one in the log. It's not a POTA. We'll take anybody we could get today. Hey, Electrician TS is in the chat. Welcome back. Saying hello to everybody. Waiting for a station renewal. That's right. I remember that. Hey, Taz is in the chat. Good morning. Sorry I can't stay for more than a few minutes. Have to meet family for lunch in a bit. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Hope you are too, Taz. Appreciate you jumping in there, saying hello. Hopefully you enjoyed lunch. Have a nice nice lunch with your family.
I appreciate that. I've been up past your...
Taz, a frequent participant in the chat. Seeing a few more things show up here on the waterfall. Maybe.
Relay to the fan inside just run all the time. Well, then I got to thinking maybe
It might be a rag chew.
I ought to replace that relay. When I went out there a week or two.
All right, see who else we got here. It's so odd. We're sitting here on 40 meters, you all, in the middle of the day. There's somebody in there. They're really light.
Yeah, we're a little bit on the nippy side out there. I just went out there with my shirt sleeves. I should have wore a little...
Maybe a rag chew going there. It's not like there's not POTA activators out there. I see tons of them spotted. It's just propagation's not in our favor today.
Good morning, sir. I've got you coming in at 2287.9. Well, I've got mine on 7.288 right now, and we're fixing the QSY here in a few minutes as soon as that foreign station drops off. Oh, I got you.
I'm talking about hearing a foreign station. Boy, I don't hear any foreign stations. What's that rag chew that's going on? Got one Oklahoma QSO Party person in the log.
Doc 1, I am.
It's rag chew. Let's get on here a little lower. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's supposed to be, I don't know what your all's weather. It's supposed to be, I think, 70 degrees today, Fahrenheit, in Kansas City. And then when I was looking, I think it's supposed to be, what are they saying? Yeah, 12 degrees Monday. 12 degrees Monday morning. So, I don't know. This is crazy weather.
Fire ants, the red wasp.
There's this other,
I don't know what it is. It's yellow and black, and they're about half the size.
This isn't making for the best live stream, y'all.
7 to you and QRZ.
That's the special event station.
Kilo first.
All right, anybody else popping up here? Let's go see if 20 is any. Let's see if 20 is any better. Like I said, look at all these spots. They're just, I don't hear anybody. The electrician says he's going to go listen to 6 meters if it's open. Big puffy clouds around here. And Jared says we're supposed to see 80s midweek next week. Yeah, we had, I think it was last Monday. Last Monday in Kansas City, it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And the next day it was like 40 and raining and windy. It felt way colder than 40 degrees. Taz says we're supposed to be in the 70s today also, but 40s tomorrow and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Yeah, the winds are supposed to be crazy. I got some family up in Iowa, and they were saying that they're supposed to get some snow starting tomorrow night, and the winds are supposed to be super gusty, so that never a great combination. You know conditions are bad when we don't hear Whiskey 8 Delta Foxtrot in Michigan. I think we get them every Saturday we live stream, y'all. Sometimes we can't even break their pile up. They are out there almost every Saturday, and they are always strong in here. You can see all the spots on the display. It's just, we're not hearing anybody. I'm sure the activators are just as frustrated as we are.
But I got you in the park here, Dan.
Ooh, we got one.
Thanks, Dan. Have a great time. Thanks for being out there.
Oh, no, that was a hunter. Or maybe it was a park-to-park. Hey, we got WorldRadioLeague saying hello. Love these live streams. Thanks for doing this. Well, thank you so much for doing what you do. We've got our WorldRadioLeague connector hooked up to N3FJP, so we're feeding all of our contacts today into WRL. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. If anybody's interested in the video description, WorldRadioLeague has reached out, and they've if you use my call sign as a discount code, you can get 10% off. So any of the subscriptions on WorldRadioLeague, or you can, if you want to do any of the ham radio license prep classes. So check those out. You can use my call sign AF0F and get 10% off. So definitely check them out. Oh, awesome. Got a new connector coming up. Awesome. That'll be great. I love it. Yeah, I'll show you guys all my... give me a second here. Let me flip this up here so you guys can see it.
I got you 5 and 5 down here.
So here's my WRL log here.
Thank you for Rhode Island.
Let me do just a little bit of a walkthrough for you guys. So you kind of got the main screen here. You can kind of see statistics, kind of today's operators, kind of got a leaderboard. They always feature members. So that's kind of a rotating group of featured members there, which is really cool. You got your profile. This is a cool feature I really like. At the end of the year in 2025, I posted the activity map. And it's kind of, if you're familiar with GitHub, it's kind of a similar style to GitHub. And it kind of shows by shading, contacts that you made throughout the year, which is kind of cool. So you can see here, I was a little light in the first part of the year. And then about mid-year, you can see where I kind of step things up here. It kind of gives you a good visual view of contacts that you got in the log. Here's my log so far for 2026. But this is a really cool feature of kind of showing your activity and QSOs. So anyway, that's kind of a cool feature. I use that quite a bit just to kind of keep kind of tabs on my activity. Let's see here. Kind of shows all your logs, logs you've imported, QSOs that have gone directly in, kind of QSOs by band, all sorts of stats. In the logbook here, this is probably the part you care about. I've got individual contest logs for the various contests, but here's kind of my main log here. And very similar. You can set up kind of your QTH locations. So if you've got multiple QTH locations, you can put those in there. You can put your radios in here that you use, and I've got my default radio. You got your antennas you can put in. I've got my home DX commander in there. That's my default antenna. I show all fields, but there's different, like you can turn fields on and off if you prefer to do POTA parks or anything like that. You can type in POTA parks in there. You can spot them. You can spot yourself. So kind of cool, but very, very, standard logbook entry here. I use the WRL connector, and what it does is when I put the information into N3FJP ACLog, then it auto forwards it up into my WRL logbook. So kind of nice. So it shows here you got your distance and your signal reports and everybody you've worked. So kind of cool. I really enjoy this. Yeah, I like the map feature here too, which is really, really cool. So you can come in here and they've recently just launched kind of some customization. So you can do some customization. So if you want to see like your top 50 contacts or whatever, or your last 50 contacts, you can kind of see them all plotted out on the map here. So I like that feature a lot, and they're enhancing this all the time. So there's all sorts of tweaks you can do here now. So you can look at your stats, which I think is kind of a summary of kind of what you saw over there. But it'll show your rate. It'll show DX entities that you've worked. My longest contact. I got Victor Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra on the west coast of Australia. Got them 10,655 miles. That beat my previous record, which was the Philippines. So for 100 watts in a wire, I was super happy with that. So super excited. Obviously, Victor Kilo 6 was doing the heavy lifting, but that was a lot of fun. That was a fun contact to make. Of course, we got Australia a couple times in the DX contest last weekend too, so that was fun. So anyway, this is WRL. If you're looking for a web-based logger and something to get started, I know a lot of you all kind of always ask about a logger to get started. This is a really easy way to get started. And if you want something simple that you don't have to install, they've got a mobile app as well. And they're enhancing this thing all the time. So just a quick little overview of what WRL looks like if you want to check it out. And if you decide you like it and you want to get 10% off, the WRL folks have reached out and have given a deal for Heartland Ham Radio stream followers. You can use my call sign AF0F and get a 10% discount. So appreciate you guys doing what you're doing over there at WRL and continuing to innovate on the web-based logger. I think you guys are onto something for sure. So excited to see how it continues to evolve. So.
You're in park number 1282 QSL, and I've got you a 5 and a 5 in my park up here. Over.
Let's see here. That's another park to park, I believe.
Roger that, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Your park is 1282. Roger. Very good. Got you in the logbook here, David. Thanks for being out there. 73s and POTA on, brother, from park 0232.
Oh, it is the activator. Good deal.
Oh, we will. CQ POTA, Kilo 8, November, Whiskey, November, QRZ.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox. I've got you 5-9 in the park, Michael.
QSL, I get you 5-7 into Kilo Sierra, 57 into Kansas. It's a rough one out there today.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised. Your number's the number 8 in the logbook, so I think I'm doing better than what I expected here with what I got. So thanks for being there, Mike.
I appreciate you being out there. We couldn't do it without you activators. Have fun. Be safe. 73.
73 from Park 0232 in South Florida. CQ POTA, is there any more park-to-parks out there? I think I heard another park-to-park.
3. Did you say South Florida? Spotted in New York. All right. I probably heard him wrong. Okay. Oh, he said 0232.
Kilo Fox 8, Charlie Whiskey.
Oh, he's spotted on 2032. 0232. All right, let me fix his park. All right, so that is Florida. I was like, I had 0232 when I last worked him. This is why I keep notes in my logbook.
33 in Mike, India. Yeah, we're down here in South Florida. We're originally from Hudsonville over. Well, that's where our home QTA.
I'll respot him. I'm going to put him in park 0232. He was 5-7 into U.S. Kansas.
Well, I tell you right now, there's some fast solar wind from a corona hole on the sun today. We got a K5 index, so we're in a mild storm situation right now for solar. Yeah, 73 from South Florida, John. Have a great day and put on, brother. Okay, 73. Was there another park out there?
All right, we got him in the log. Got his park fixed there. You can see there when I respotted, you can correct the park.
Okay, Kilo, Romeo 4, Delta Hotel Zulu, I believe it was. Park to park, is that correct? QSL?
Hey, we got Delta Kilo 5, Oscar November Victor. Happy Saturday, everyone. Well, I appreciate you saying hello from Delta Kilo land. Appreciate you joining us. I don't know how things are across the pond, but it is it's a little rough.
I got you 5 and 5 in the park here in South Florida, park 0232. What's your park number, Dave?
We got quite a few Germany stations in the ARL DX last weekend, so that was fun. All right, let's keep toggling through the spots here. Let's see if we can get anybody else in here. I'm glad we got one POTA in the log. Holy smokes, y'all. That's crazy. Just toggling through all the spots here using my keyboard shortcut. I had somebody reach out after the DX contest. They're like, oh my gosh, how are you landing exactly on the frequencies everybody spotted at? I had to share my keyboard shortcut. So in N3 FJP, if you don't know this, you can hit Control-Shift-Z and it will auto jump to the next spot. And because I'm sending the spots to the Flex, it follows the markers that are on the display with the call signs there. So you see it jumping around like that. I'm just using a keyboard shortcut to jump, so you don't have to spin the dial. Let's see, weather here, gray, temp 50F, breezy, partly rainy. Ah, very good. Let's see, it's about 42F here. I guess that'd be about 6 Celsius. It's sunny today. It's supposed to be about 70 degrees F here. It is supposed to crash. It's supposed to be 12 degrees F on Monday morning here in Kansas City, so... I heard somebody hunting, but I didn't hear the POTA activator there. All right, just joined the live stream. Conditions are a little bit rough today on the HF bands. think the MUF was like 7 megahertz. Somebody shared in chat earlier. All right. Delta Kilo 5 says 20 meters busy band here. Just fired up my radio listening on an indoor vertical bazooka on a speaker tripod in my bedroom. Awesome. Well, I'm glad things are better over there. Let me do this. I'm going to look at the, I'm going to turn, I got OpenHamClock going on this other monitor. Let me turn on the MUF. It's starting to climb a little bit. All right, I'll share this. Let me bring this over here so you guys can see it. Flip this over. All right, so here's the MUF map overlay. So you can see here the, you know, the greens are, I don't know. I don't think we're in 14, but you can see here that POTA activator is down here in South Florida, and so theirs is a little bit better there. So, and you can see over in Europe, you know, they're up here higher. So that's probably why 20 sounded busy over there. Yeah, we're just kind of in this blob of green right here. I'm going to adjust my scene so I can flip to this OpenHamClock a little bit quicker. All right. Well, we'll try to get some DX. I doubt we'll have any DX today. We'll see what happens, but maybe this will shift later in the afternoon. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. I think last time we did POTA live stream, we had like 45 contacts in the log, so we'll see. 20 was late to open last weekend for the DX contest, but it stayed open later too. So it was, late morning before it started to open for the DX contest. And then, it was open, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock p.m. local, which is, I find that incredible. That's really late. So, hey, Vault says, hey, 3 Yankees, 0 Kilos, pretty much ended. Yep, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. So those guys they got a weather window, and so they are trying to get the heck off the island. I know they said the conditions were rough, and one of the local, the Kansas City DX Club, which is one of the clubs I'm a member of here in Kansas City, they had one of the guys on the DXpedition come give a presentation last fall, and he was talking about just the logistics of that operation, and it will. Like, I had no idea that, that much stuff went into a DXpedition like that. Incredible. So I got them once. It was not for lack of trying. I got them once, 40 meters FT8, confirmed in the log. I tried on other bands. I tried to get them on 20 meters. I heard them and decoded them a couple of times. It was a slugfest for sure. So stations that made contact, had directional antennas. A couple of the guys in the Kansas City Contest Club were sharing. They got them a couple of times long path. They would not hear them short path, and they'd spin their hex beam 180 degrees and get them long path. So I don't know. It was a slugfest. One of the guys in the club, he said he heard them on, I can't remember what band it was, CW, and he's QRO power with a hex beam, and a talented CW operator, like a contest level CW op. He said it took him three or 4 hours to get the contact, and he said it was just a dogfight on CW to try and get them. So it was, man, I know a lot of people tried for a lot of time to get those folks. Let's see. Any idea if U.S. hams, especially ones who paid a lot, are annoyed at low percentage of NA and log? I don't know. I'm sure there is. I think what was really disappointing to me, and I don't even really want to talk about it to give it credit, but the amount of deliberate QRM that was going on was just really, really sad. A couple times I was trying to get them on 40 meters FT8. Someone was blasting music right over them. I know there's tons of problems with pirate stations. I heard them in what sounded like a Super Fox signal, and it's like, well, they didn't say they were running Super Fox, and they were calling CQ, but not working any. Like it was obviously deliberate QRM. They had posted that they had started to pack things up, and you know, I don't know. That was really, really sad. So, you know, it's never guaranteed. I mean, you can't control the propagation. You know, I saw the antenna farms. It wasn't for. I mean, those guys had Yagis set up. They had DX Commanders set up. They were constantly repairing the antennas. You know, sustained winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. You know, probably on a good day. The tents were ripping. You know, just tough conditions. Those guys were eating MREs for every meal. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's people that are disappointed. I saw some stories of folks that were disappointed, you know, that they didn't get them. I don't know when it was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. I know a lot of folks worked a lot of hours to try and get them. And like I said, I just wanted them. It was an all-time new one for me. I just wanted them one time, one mode. And I tried to get them on others. I just couldn't. 100 watts in a ground-mounted vertical just was not enough from Kansas City. I could hear them. I think I was just competing. You know, I was just too weak to them. So, all right. Let's see if we can find anybody else here. Just seeing the videos, though, from Bouvet, you know, the helicopter and just, oh my gosh, that just wild. Amount of logistical effort that would go into something like that is just incredible. I'd say one thing I was surprised with, I got J51 Alpha, the DXpedition. I'd been trying for them for a while to get them. I got them 3 times on 3 bands in the DX contest last weekend. And then last night I worked them FT8. So I was, you know, wasn't even super trying for that one, but got them on SSB 3 times last weekend and got them once on digital. So that was incredible. So they were loud last night on FT8. All right, let's go back to 40 meters here, y'all. Let's just spin the dial here, see what we get. Maybe we can get some more QSO Party folks. 40 meters is going to be my only shot at Oklahoma QSO Party. Might be just a rag chew going on there. Yeah, Volt says I don't understand the DQRM. Yeah, I agree. It was really sad. When I don't normally have the FT sound on, you know, I usually mute my radio when I'm doing FT8, but you know, every once in a while I'll just unmute it just to make sure, you know, my audio sounds clean and all that. But just to hear that music being blasted on, you know, deliberately below 1,000 hertz in the FT8 slot is, you know, was just really, really sad. I was really disappointed in that. And I know people said they had problems on CW and SSB too. There's somebody.
Rochester, Minnesota, but you're about S9 almost. You know, you're right there. But good to hear you. Hope you're enjoying the weekend so far, okay?
Yeah, Roger. We'll have fun with that game and look
I don't see any signals on the pan adapter. Yeah, it's a rough one here in North America today.
We got to get busy here ourselves, so before we get too lazy and want to take a nap. Anyway, N9 LA's at 73 Mike 29 ACLog.
Yeah, I think so. W5DAE, no traffic.
Yeah, that MUF map just updated a little bit. I think that those red colors are starting to creep west a little bit, so
With it was W5 Delta Alpha.
that explains why we could see the South Florida station.
W5DAF, if you want him to do a call, I can relay for you.
Yeah, this is a net going on. We're at the top of the band. At least the noise is light. Usually 40 is garbage for me during the day. Feel bad for these POTA activators. All right, I got Victor Bravo Papa already. That's the one Oklahoma QSO Party I got. I'm probably not going to get Idaho on 40 for the Idaho QSO Party, but... All right, let's go back down to 20. Maybe we're starting to get some folks here. Excuse me. Oh, it's the YLWWA. I got them last night on voice as well. 20 meters SSB.
Thank you for 55773.
Is Victor 31 Yankee Lima. They got a good signal in.
That's Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
The YLWWA is going on right now. I got Kilo 6 Yankee Lima on the 12th. I got them on 10 meter SSB. Got Kimberly. This is, I believe, Pavla, maybe is how you say that, from Belize.
Whiskey Echo 4 Golf Romeo 5x9. That's Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
See, the vault says at least Tango X-Ray 5 Echo uniform will be easy for you. For me, it's straight over the North Pole. Strong Aurora today, even on 20. Could see strong signals on FT8, but they don't work with Aurora. Yeah. Yeah. I think the big DXpedition I first hunted was the St. Paul Island one. Was that last year? Let me find this.
Negative kilo, please again.
Let's see.
Negative TQ Yankee Lima. This is Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
Trying to figure out how that entity is in there. Let's see.
Japan, please again.
Give me a second.
Whiskey Queen 5 Japan 5x9. Thank you.
Is that the CY9C? Maybe that's it. Let me try it. CY9C. Yeah. So you can see on my log here, this was the first DXpedition back in 2024. Oh, it was 2 years ago. Jeez. That I hunted. And it was, I got them on SSB and FT8. Obviously, that's an easier hop for us here in Kansas City. But that was fun to get St. Paul Island. It was a good practice for me. I think that was the first time, a lot of the DXpeditions operate split. So if you don't know that, a lot of our POTA contacts and things, we just make simplex. A lot of DXpeditions for voice and CW will operate split. So they'll actually be listening up. Pretty standard is 5 kilohertz, but it could go as much as, 10, 15, 20. I did hear one 20 kilohertz split on for Bouvet. But anyway, so you want to definitely know how to operate your radio split, because if you're calling on their calling frequency, other people are hearing you, but they will never hear you because they're actually listening up. So you'll often hear the call sign listening up. And so you'll need to put your radio in split and actually transmit higher than where you're listening. So kind of like repeater operation a little bit on VHF, where your repeater input is different than your repeater output. So it's not a repeater, but you're doing kind of the same thing on HF. So if you've never hunted a DXpedition before, definitely do. There's lots of good YouTube videos out there and things about operating split. So you'll have to know how to get your radio into split if you're going to try and do CW or SSB with a DXpedition. Now, it's not always the case, so you can watch the spot comments and things too, or listen to what you're hearing the operator say. They will almost always say QRZ listening up. When I got J51 Alpha last year or last weekend, they weren't operating split for a contest. They were operating just on a single frequency. Just listen to the op, and a lot of big pile up DXpeditions will need you to work split. So if you've never done that before, definitely know how to do that with your radio ahead of time.
Zero, please again.
Let's see. Chris, Kilo Bravo 2 Alpha Tango. How are the bands today? Solar numbers aren't great. Hope all is good. Hello, everyone. Hello, Chris.
Uniform Kilo 5x5 QSO.
The bands are not great. Although it looks like maybe in your neck of the woods there, I think you're in New Jersey, maybe starting to open up. We got one POTA station in South Florida. Was kind of looking at the MUF map, and looks like maybe it's starting to open up a little bit on the East Coast and maybe starting to work its way west. We'll see. We had a Germany station was in the chat, Delta Kilo 5 Oscar November Victor earlier, saying 20 meters was super busy over in Europe, which makes sense if you look at the MUF map. Their MUF was in the 28, something like that. So this Belize station for the YL WWA is really strong. All right, let's keep spinning through here. Let's see if we can get anybody else. And this is so rare for 20 to be this quiet, even this late in the morning.
8375, 8375. I'll give you a 57 back. And,
is that Whiskey 8 Delta Fox? Maybe they're there now. There.
Mike, Japan Echo. Yeah, same park, same report, and let me pass you on to Mike, next operator. We have a total of 4. Stand by.
Is that 4 in that park?
Fourth operator here. The second operator. We got to go in order. Second operator. Kilo 5.
Kilo Echo 9, Charlie, Kilo Mike. I'm sure this has been said. Just jumped on. Conditions are trash. And dude, FT8 could only hear anything on 40. We're kind of similar on voice. So crazy. We got one Oklahoma QSO Party person on 40, which for me in Kansas City, 40, the low bands are going to be about the only way I can make contact with Oklahoma. Now the Idaho QSO Party, should be able to do something on 20 if it opens up, but yeah, they are not great. There's kind of I think K last, was it last night? I think K was in the 6s. Oh, you know what I can do? I can look.
5-7.
Let me pull this up here so you guys can see this. The space dashboard. This kind of shows you the history. So yeah, you can see the K index here for geomagnetic. So we definitely had kind of a minor solar storm going on, impacting things here a little bit. So you can see here, they're still reporting it in the 5s. See, OpenHamClock showing K is in the 4 right now, but this only, is it every 4 hours? I can't remember how often they update this on the NOAA site, but you can see like the Aurora prediction. Aurora was it was down in Minnesota, I believe, last night, at least predicted. So you can kind of put this in motion to see. Yeah, so you can see the red here. So clearly a solar event happened for sure. Let's see, Chris. I'm surprised Bouvet ended already. Yeah, we were kind of talking about that. I think they got a weather window to get off of there. They got to get everything off with a helicopter. So I was hearing, 50 to 60 mile an hour sustained winds frequently. And so I think they got a weather window and had to start packing up. I know they tore down the 160 meter antenna because it was in the way of the helicopter landing area. And then they started to take the Yagis down, and I think they still had a couple transmitters on the air, but I think they were, when I looked at their updates on Facebook, I think they were starting to pack up and trying to get off. So I'd rather they get off safely and end early, but yeah, that couple of weeks went fast. We were talking about that earlier, and I only got them in the log one time, but it was not for lack of trying. So. Well, I heard these guys in there, and now they're gone. So not only is conditions tough, the QSB is a little tough too. Heard the saying, yeah, hopefully do another before I can't hunt them anymore. Yeah, I know a lot of folks were trying to, didn't get them last time. So I wanted them. It was an all-time new one for me. I just wanted them one time, one band, one mode. I tried sideband. I never heard them on sideband. I got them FT8 40 meters, but I decoded them several times on 20 meters FT8. I just couldn't break the pile up. I heard them several times on 12 meters. I think I heard them once or twice on 10 meters FT8. The challenge with that is, I'd work during the day, and so for the daytime bands, the overlap was during, kind of U.S. normal working hours, so I wasn't able to work them during the daytime as much, because I know a lot of the guys that got them from Kansas City were getting them long path during the day. So, but yeah, even as mentioned earlier, there's some guys in the Kansas City Contest Club that I'm a member of. They were, skilled operators, beam antennas. One guy was saying, I shared a few minutes ago, it took him like 3 or 4 hours with power to break a CW pile up and finally get him in the log. So it he's not easily flustered, but he said it was a dogfight. I think that was his quote. He said it was a dogfight. Let's see. Charlie Kilo Mike says, I wish I would have gotten the island. I'm in central Illinois, 100 watts on a random wire. I didn't have a lot of hope in there. I'll show you guys what I did. I'll share this screen here. Actually, let me bring this over here, and then I'll go full screen so you guys can see it. This is what I did. So I'm similar. I don't have an amplifier, 100 watts, wire antennas. It's a DX Commander, so it's a kind of a vertical fan dipole a little bit, but ground mounted vertical. Here's what I did. You can go to this site. It's called VOACAP.com /HF, and it's got a map in here, and you can, there's kind of some nuances to this thing, but let's talk through it. So you can come in here and set your antennas. So I set, hey, I've got 40 through 10 vertical dipole, quarter waves. Same for the receive. So I got those all programmed in there. The trick here, make sure you hit this save button. That will set a cookie and make sure it saves your antennas. Otherwise, as I learned a couple of times, you can program this and it takes a little bit, and then you come back to the site again. It's like, where's all my settings? So if you hit save here, this little download arrow, that will save your antennas. You can come in here and mess with some of the other settings, like you can set your noise. You can set this to residential or whatever. I didn't mess with this too much. Save that because apparently I didn't. So anyway, and then up here's kind of to from. So set your grid location. Here's my grid. Here was the grid I was trying to get. Juliet Delta 15, which is Bouvet Island down here. And so they're showing short path, long path on the charts. But here's what I did. So I set in the upper right here, I set, sorry, meant cap wheel. I set FT8. So I want to do FT8 and I have 100 watts. So you could set that. And then you bring up this cap wheel right here. And I'm no expert on this, but I'll share with you what I did. So on the outside here is the UTC hour. So around the clock, around the wheel here is the UTC hour. So we are in the 1700 UTC hour right now. 1600, sorry, 1600. So I come in here in 1600. My only chance here is 10 meters, and it's a 20% chance if they were still on the air, which I don't believe they are. But you can see here, my best shot getting them were from 0 to 3 UTC, 20 meters, and the more red the color, the more probability you have to reach them. And obviously, if you change things like your power, like if I put this to 1,000 watts, it updates here. So, obviously power plays a factor here, but, so you can put your power in there and it'll kind of recalculate. They did not work 60 meters, so my best shot was 60 meters, but they didn't work 60 meters. 60 meters isn't available for all countries, so they did not do any 60-meter operation. So you can kind of see here. So this is what I use to kind of plan my attack to get them. So, like I said, I did get them 40 meters FT8 at the first part of the UTC day. So it was just kind of after sunset here. They're still in the dark there before sunrise, and so 40 meters was the best. That's how I was able to snag them. But anyway, I use this quite a bit. So if you've never seen this before, check this site out. And there's lots of settings here you can tinker with. But I use this to kind of plan my attack. And you can change the time. So like if you want to shift the time of day, you want the map to be showing. But the cap wheel here was super helpful for me to kind of figure out band and mode. So anyway, figure I'd share that with y'all. I learned something. I found it helpful. Maybe check it out. Maybe it'll help somebody else out too. So let's see. Kilo Echo 9, Charlie Kilo Mike says, appreciate the info. I'll check that out. Yeah. So that again, that was how I did it. There's lots of DXpeditions coming up. So if you're needing some DXCC entities that you don't have, I plan to use that site again. So I found it super helpful. It kind of gave me a plan of attack. Wasn't that I wasn't listening for them at other times, but it gave me a plan of attack for my best opportunity for the band and mode to get them. When I did decode them, I was hearing them. I think the best I ever heard them was minus 12 SNR on FT8. And then I think probably the lowest I decoded them was like minus 21, minus 22. I might have gotten one minus 22 decode. But they were light almost every time I got them. They were in that 17 to minus 20, minus 17 to minus 20 range. So they were running power. So they were running multi-stream power. So it was tough. It was really, really tough. So hopefully that helped somebody else out. It helped me at least kind of make it less random of trying to find them and hunt them. Hopefully that works for you. And like I said, you can use it for other DXpeditions. If you're still trying to get J51 alpha in the log, you could use that. The other piece I did is ham alert. So I put ham alert in. I filtered it down to FT8 because I knew that was the mode I wanted to run. So I was watching the FT8 spots coming in, and then I filtered so that only spots that were being sent from North America were coming through. Otherwise, you'd get hundreds of alerts coming in. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Charlie Kilo Mike. There's plenty of entities I don't have either. I think I'm at 120 something, 128-ish maybe. It's been a while since I've logged in. Let me log into Logbook of the World and just see what I've got confirmed. I know I have more entities. I just don't have them. I just don't have them all confirmed. So let me see where I'm at for my DXCC. Let's see, awards, DXCC award account. Yeah, I'm at 125 confirmed. So I'm relatively low too. So anyway, try to get as many as I can. Obviously, I don't have Bouvet confirmed yet. Logbook of the World. I did kick them a donation to help defray the costs after seeing the videos and stuff of what they were dealing with. I did did kick them a little bit of a donation to help offset the costs. I don't think they were 100% funded before they left, so hopefully they can make up the gap with that, with folks wanting to get confirmed QSOs and throw them a little bit of money. So early on, when I was in ham radio, I was licensed as a teenager, and I wasn't able to kick in extra money for things like that, and so I'm trying to do a better job now that I'm later in life, and when I couldn't kick in money, other people did, and I'm trying to return the favor. All right, any other POTAs here? Just a whole lot of static on the bands today. Let's see. Whiskey Echo Romeo says, I have 145 on QRZ. I have the World in paper QSLs. Nice. I probably have some entities when I worked HF. I didn't get my HF license till I was in college, but I did work some HF entities in college. I just, it's kind of before Logbook of the World. Everything was paper QSLs back then, back in my day. And so I probably have more entities that I worked, but I just don't have the logs for them. Somebody's up here. Heard somebody in there real light. There's somebody down here. What's this? The one POTA we got in the log, he said I was his 8th contact, and he had been calling for a while. Whiskey Echo Romeo says, I still need 45 for QRZ 250. But bad bands today. Yeah, it is rough out there today for sure. We've been doing more chit-chatting today than in the live stream than making contacts today. We got one Oklahoma QSO Party in the log. We got one special event station and one POTA. So we are 90 minutes into the stream and 3 contacts. That's how tough it is today. I don't even hear the South Florida station that we heard earlier. It's 334. Yeah, November Whiskey. Oh, there he is. He's really light, so bands are still a little bit tough. Let's see. The Vault says I got them on 15 plus 10 SSB, 17 through 10 FT8. Heard them on 20 and 40 FT8, no dice. Few decodes on 80 FT8, SSB only with QRO FT8. FT8 with 50 watts. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. Great job. I'm going to jump back up to 40 here. Not a lot of POTAs spotted, but... Zombies are real. Bands are pretty dead up here in Rochester, New York from Whiskey Juliet 2. Mike, Bravo Mike. Yep, it's, I think maybe it's starting to open up just a smidge. It's pretty rare we're sitting on 40 meters in the middle of the day here. It's been our only. This is Oklahoma QSO Party, so still hearing them. It's a little bit on the waterfall here. Where are these? What is this? Sit here for a second, see if we hear anybody. We did get some Logbook of the World confirms from the DX, ARL DX contest last weekend. So a few of those are starting to creep in now as people got their logs turned in.
And anyway,
sounds like a
there's a slight roll off.
Sounds like a rag chew. All right, there's Indianapolis Radio Club. See if we can get them. Call again, call again. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. QSL, QSL. QSL, thank you for the 4-4. I got you about a 43, 4-3 into Kilo Sierra today. Band conditions are tough. I appreciate you being out there. Have fun. Be safe. 73. All right, we got another one in the log. Well, he's light, but he's in there. We're at 2256 in Indiana. Get them respotted. They got a club activation going on. All right, got them in the log. Got them respotted. Let others know they're out there. So Kilo Romeo 4 spotted. Don't hear them. Don't see them on the... A bit of activity on the waterfall here around here at 7290.
Okay, Whiskey Zero Bravo Lima Juliet. Bruce, good morning to you. Roger that. Okay, yeah, we got a very challenging band here this morning, but glad to have you aboard there. You have any traffic?
Let's see, November 3, Bravo Victor Quebec asks, hi, just tuned in a few minutes ago. Welcome. Is this the type of stream where you have viewers try to reach you, or is it just POTA hunting? I'm happy to try and reach you if you want. Band conditions are tough. Yeah, normally we're like doing POTA hunting, but if you're out there somewhere and want to give it a shot, we can give it a go. Let me know what bands you want to give a try.
Okay, fine. Well, very good. Glad to have you on board here with us again.
I think we'll take any cues we can get today. See, the vault says 17 and 12 in general were a bit easier. A few guys here with random wire dipoles for 12 got them on FT8 last few days, and the pileups went down a bit. Mostly luck due to pileups. Yeah, they were. It was tough. It was you know, I didn't feel so bad like listening to the guys in the contest club that have, you know, nice stations. You know, one of the guys was able to get them. I think he said 1,200 watts FT8 with, you know, beam antennas on a tower, you know, so it's just like, wow. It was taking some brute force to get them for sure. If you're just joining the stream, we're talking about the Bouvet Island 3 Yankee 0 Kilo DXpedition that's starting to wrap up as they're trying to get safely off the island.
Super good. Jim, that was Kilo 5, Quebec, Zulu.
I think this is a net or something. Oh,
With no traffic.
yep, no traffic. Lots of nets out there. Somebody down here around 7260. Just a little bit of a color on the waterfall. Somebody down here.
I'm on the north end of Mississippi here, and was curious how well we can copy over here.
Yeah, Jarrett says Victor 3-1 Yankee Lima. Yeah, we got them last night, so I got them already in this UTC day. But we were hearing them. Yeah, this is another net. Usually those guys run power.
All right, well, better is good.
You know you have to set your receive up on them lasers too, right?
Well, I know there's a receive setting. I'm assuming.
Big props for getting them at all. Yeah, I think anybody that got them, like I said, I wanted them one time. One time.
I got one set right beside this one. That's what I used to tell about this one.
Yeah, this is just a rag chew.
What's your flight 6 from Comanche, Oklahoma? I am in Longview, Texas, northeast
We
Texas.
can sit
Near
the one Oklahoma QSO Party station we're hearing here on 40. Sharon, just proximity-wise, if you're international, being here in Kansas City, I'm on the Kansas side, with Oklahoma being a neighboring state. 40 meters or the low bands are probably going to be my only shot at getting Oklahoma QSO Party, folks. But we did get one in the log.
Roger that. Sorry, I was messing up on my logging software, so I've got you now. You have a good contest.
Thank you. Good luck. 7-3, November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, QRZ.
He's pretty consistent. I'm hearing him most of the morning here.
CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party, November 5, Victor, Bravo, Papa, standing by. CQ, Oklahoma QSO Party.
I don't think he's working a lot of people. I am hearing some people come back to him, though, so that's good. All right, let's go check out these spots on 20 meters again. See if we can pull somebody out of there. There's somebody. Oh, this is the... Yeah, this is Belize, Victor 3-1, Yankee Lima. This is Yankee Lima, the YL WWA contest that's going on. Contest, I guess it's more kind of an operating event. I don't think it's a contest, but... One of the strongest signals, I think, on 20 meters I've heard.
Kilo Delta, please again. Kilo Delta, 4 Hotel.
Jarrett, were you able to get them?
Thank you, Florida.
Yeah, YL Emergency Communications. I've been doing the YL WWA. That is a strong signal for sure. Yeah, this station's in Belize. Got them last night on SSB. Otherwise, I would log them again. Got them 20 meters SSB at 0341 UTC. So yesterday evening here, Kansas City time. Jarrett's trying. Still some QSB in there, but we're definitely hearing them probably the better of anybody here on 20 so far. I think when I looked at their QRZ page, let's see, let me look at it again. Victor 3-1 Yankee Lima. If I can type Victor 3-1 Yankee Lima. Victor 3-1 Yankee Lima, third time's a charm. Let's see, Paula in Belize. Got a picture. It looks like they got an amp. So probably running a little bit of power. It looks like maybe a 7610. I'll do a search for my call sign here. AF0F. I think I got 2 in the log. Yep, I got 2 in the log. They got a bunch of activators. So it goes from March 9th to March 15th. So one more day left in the YL WWA. And if you're not familiar, YL in kind of ham radio speak is Young Lady. So it's the Young Ladies WWA. WWA's Worldwide Award. So it's an on-air operating event a couple times a year. So they're doing a special YL event. Let's see, YL emergency computer. Switched from SSB to CW and threw my first ever calling CQ on CW or DX. Oh, awesome. Well, I am trying to dust the knock the rust off, dust off my CW skills. So I've been trying to get things polished up, but I'm not comfortable enough yet to do an on air. But I need to just get doing it. So I've been doing Morris Mania. It's a mobile phone application. Sometimes during my lunch, I can get out for 10 or 15 minutes and do a lap around a park that's nearby work. And so I've been trying to do that to try and get my instant character recognition up. I got my words per minute speed cranked up. I think it's 30 or 32 words a minute. So I'm trying to get just kind of sound-based character recognition. I passed my general back when there was still a 13 words per minute code requirement, but just hadn't used it in a long time. So I was surprised how fast it came back. Obviously, I had some letters that were a little rusty. Still sometimes screwing up the number 6 and the letter B, and then 4 and V. So still kind of messing those up. The difference between those is just kind of one difference. So especially when you're playing it back at high speed, I'm trying to get better at that, but did manage to get through a couple kind of challenge tests in the Morris Mania app this week to get all the letters and numbers. So I was pretty happy with that. So see, Philip says, yeah, it's bad propagation. Can't hear you. See, Andy's in the chat saying hello. Hello, Andy. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. See, Jarrett says, called 10 times. Didn't hear you. Or did not heard. Let's see. Hotel Victor 0 Alpha is on 18095 FT8. Nice. Let's see. YL says, get that dust off, my friend. It feels great. 6 contacts for DX, 2 on the lab, 599, 10 watts to Mexico. Morris Mania is what made all the difference for me. Start with POTA hunting. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. My first, I made a handful of CW contacts, but I had I called a couple of times. Let me see. Let me pause my rig polling here. If I change this to CW, so here's my CW history. So I got 9 Alpha 5 Whiskey in the 9 Alpha contest in Croatia. So I did get a 40 CW contact with them. I had planned out my exchange and had practiced several times before I jumped in, and he was calling, and was looking for anybody, I think, in the last day of that contest. So jumped in there, got him. Let's see. I've got a couple of POTA contacts that I've done. But yeah, I'm getting there. I do like the fact that the POTA exchange is fairly short. So, that's pretty good. I've gotten Daniel, November 1, Charlie. I got him CW back in December. So getting there. I've shared this on the stream before. After I passed my 13 words per minute exam for my general, my first CW contact was on 2 meters. So that was kind of fun. It was I looked it up. I found my old log. I found my old ACLog Microsoft Access file, and I opened it up and was looking, and I had the queue in there. I think it was Tennessee, but I had the call sign and I saw the CW contact, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I had a IC, is it 746 or 756? I got it messed up. Was my HF radio that I used, and it had all modes on 2 meters, and so I had a 13 element Cushcraft on the top of my tower that I had, and made a CW contact. I think it was down to Tennessee on VHF, so I was super excited about that. Let's see, November 3, Whiskey Echo Romeo, got 10 in the last 5 minutes, all 20, all POTA. Awesome, that's great. Let's see. 283 has a pack of 4 ops. All right, let me see if I can find them. 283. Oh, I'm sorry. 283. Yeah. Thought I read that wrong. 283. See if we hear them. See them all stacked there. A little bit of shading on the waterfall there. Boy, I'm not hearing them. Let me see if any of these filters. I'm using a new app. I mentioned this earlier for the Flex called SliderMaster. And Victor Echo 3 Charlie Kilo Oscar has written an application. So on the Maestro, if you're running version 4 software and the Plus subscription, you can unlock all these kind of advanced noise filters, which are really, really good. The thing you can't do is on the Maestro, you can't adjust the sliders for them. So how much of that filter are you putting in? And so Victor Echo 3 Charlie Kilo Oscar wrote an application called SliderMaster that lets you toggle the slices on and change the values of how much of that filter is in there. So I was playing with that a little bit earlier. So we'll see if we can maybe get some of this noise out, and let's see what we hear. Let's see, hear a little bit of the DSP processing there. Let's see if we can pull these guys out of any noise. That's not a great one. Let's do the noise reduction for speech. I just don't see anything on the signal right now. Hey, good morning, Paul. Kilo Echo 9, Bravo, Hotel November. Good morning, good morning. Appreciate you stopping in, saying hello. Band conditions are rough today. A little bit of a solar storm happened. The K values are in the 4s, I think. Or as high as 6 earlier in the UTC day.
CQ POTA, March on the air. This is Kilo 4, Juliet.
283.
Okay, where's the Kilo 5, please?
Oh, there, I hear him.
Kilo Echo 5, Kilo Papa Charlie. Kilo Echo 5, Kilo Papa Charlie.
Let's see the volts. Could you compare those noise filters to the DX10 DNR? Not even comparable, I'll be honest. I love my FT DX10. I absolutely love it. But the noise reduction on the Flex is not even comparable. And not a knock against the DX10. I mean, it's a completely different class radio. Okay, so here's the noise reduction off. So you can kind of hear that. I'm gonna turn it on again. That's at a value of 9. I'm gonna turn it up to 15 here. So. Juliet, Charlie?
Kilo India 5, Bravo, Victor, Juliet, good afternoon. You're about at 5 and 757 at Park US 8375 in Florida.
So you can kind of hear a little bit of the difference there. There is an AI neuronet. They call it neuronet. So not really active AI, but they're doing some neural net processing, doing some speech suppression there. This is the first release of it. Let me toggle that on. Let's see what this pulls out. It's gonna go quiet, but let's see if it pulls it out. Probably just a little weak to pull them out. I've used that before to pull some folks out. It's just a little bit light. You can see there's just no... You got to have a little bit of something getting into the receiver for it to process. But the speech one's working pretty good. This NRS one. That's about a 15 on the slider out of 100.
All right, I believe that's all for us on this time. Thank you for Honey 73.
Oh, are they going QRT?
CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo 4, Zulu Whiskey Charlie.
Kilo 4, Whiskey Juliet.
I think there was Kilo Charlie 3, Roger.
So you can tell it kind of suppressed some of the voice. If they come back, I'm going to toggle this off and try the. So this is the neural network suppression. Just kind of hoping it may pull them out. The cool thing is you can try these different filters.
Okay, repeat it one more time for me.
You kind of hear out, kind of pulled them out. I think this is going to get better. This is kind of their first release of this. Let's do the NRS. This is the NRS again. Looks like I'm set at 18. 18 out of 100. But it did clean them up. Now, let me turn this off. You can kind of hear the difference. See, it definitely knocks the noise down a little bit. Let me set this threshold just a smidge higher so you can hear the difference. I think we've kind of lost them now, but see if they come back in here.
Okay, CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. This is Kilo 4, Juliet Charlie, K4JC, Parks on the air.
Kilo 4, Juliet Charlie? Is it Kilo 4, Juliet?
Again?
We got several.
Whiskey November 8 Yankee,
What are
Parks
they?
and Mark. Good afternoon. You're 5 and 5, 55 in Florida, US 8375.
So you can kind of hear the difference there. Paul, Kilo Echo 9, Bravo, Hotel November. There's so much storm damage to antennas across the Midwest. Yeah, I know. And the winds in that storm tomorrow aren't going to help things either.
Stand by. I've got 3 more operators for you.
Paul says good morning to Whiskey Echo Romeo.
Whiskey November 8.
And we got Todd in the chat saying hello from Tennessee. Kilo Mike 4, India Yankee Whiskey. Good morning, Todd. Thanks for joining us on this tough band conditions day.
Stand by for operator 3. Alpha Kilo 4, Mike India. Send a report to Park.
Romeo 4, Echo Indio Bravo. Kilo Echo 8. Zulu Whiskey Charlie. Whiskey Victor Bravo. That's the last call there. We've got 3 of the 4 calls. Oh, there we go. Kilo 4. Zulu Whiskey Charlie. Alpha Charlie 4. Let's see. Whiskey 4 Bravo Hotel. And Whiskey 3 Quebec Papa.
Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Uniform.
JU.
Juliet Uniform.
Alpha Charlie 4 Juliet Uniform.
QSL. Roger that. Hey, thank you much for the contact. Have a great day.
You can kind of hear the little bit of the DSP processing in there, but obviously.
Juliet Uniform, Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Uniform. CQ Parks on the air.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. QSL, you dropped down a little bit. I got you about a 43 into Kilo Sierra, Kansas today. All right, standing by. QSL, I got you 4-3, Kilo Sierra. QSL K4JC, I got you 4-3, Kilo Sierra, Kansas.
Got the 4-3, stand by for 4 pop.
QSL, I got you all 443 into Kilo Sierra. Thank you so much for being out there, guys. Have fun, 73. So they must have like a rotating group of calls in there. All right, we got Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Uniform. We used a little bit of the noise filters on the Flex to get these folks. They got to drop down there, but it's able to copy all the calls. I got Alpha Charlie 4, Juliet Uniform during Winter Field Day. James. All right, we had Alpha Kilo 4, Mike India. Got them 4359. They're hearing me 59. All right, and then we got let's see, Kilo 4, Juliet Charlie. I've worked them several times in POTA parks. I'll get this DSP filter pulled out of here. Give me a second here and get all these folks logged. 4359. Worked them FT4 before. All right, got them all in the log. I tried to have all the call signs ready to go, and I had call signs all ready to go, and then I got a whole different, I think all but one I had already in the scratch space. So I think they've got kind of a rotating group of ops there. So all right, that noise reduction filter definitely helped us pull us out there. All right, I'll get this pulled back out so you can kind of hear it natively. So that's it without the NRS filter on. You can still hear him in there. It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see what Flex brings out next for the kind of the second release of these noise filters. Okay, so let's see, 283. I'm not even gonna respot them since they've got kind of a rotating group of calls. It'll be forever to get everybody in there. There's so few folks we can hear today that.
Line 21, kilowatt.
Volt says work Mike 0, X-ray Tango. Nice. Yesterday, shortly before, his sked with 3 Yankee 0 Kilo on 40. His 4 square works very well. Also did not hear one peep on my Delta from 3 Yankee 0 Kilo during his QSO. Oh, man. Well, that's awesome. Good old Cal, DX Commander. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they were using the DX Commander down there on Bouvet. Let's see, Whiskey Echo Romeo says, I cannot wait to just try my Square SDR. Awesome. I got Cal. He said I was plus 20. That's awesome. Love to make contact with Cal. Watch all of his videos. I tell you what, I've shared this in the stream before, but I'll tell the story again. I watched his Foursquare videos, and for somebody that has so much knowledge about antenna theory, and to see him struggling with the Foursquare and all the different things, like, I'm so glad he put those videos together, showing him struggling with getting the Foursquare set up. I don't know. I learned a lot in watching that and kind of the troubleshooting he went through on his Foursquare. That is a Foursquare is a very precise, calibrated antenna setup that has to be very specific. And I learned a lot by just watching him, and holy smokes. I wish I had room for something like a Foursquare. I just don't.
Alpha, Germany, Curtis, you still copy relay WN1.
All right, so that's a net. Anybody else in here? Alpha Fox 0 Echo Charlie. Do not hear them, though.
Did I get that right? Whiskey 0?
He's coming in stronger now. November, Whiskey November. I think I got him 5.9, just kind of on an upswing, but he's been up and down as we've gone through the bands.
5.9 both ways there. I'm surprised that didn't come up on QRZ here. What's your name there?
We just had a wind advisory issued here in Kansas City, so the wind is going to be on its way.
Delta Romeo. I don't know what's happened, but
starting to see a few more squiggles here on 20. That's a good sign. India Mike Charlie. Is that spot still good? 280. Oh, he's in Idaho. Maybe he's QSO Party as well. See if we hear him. Somebody calling him, probably. I've got one contact in the Oklahoma QSO Party and 0 in the Idaho. And I had thought, Oklahoma's going to be tough. I'm going to just get Idaho QSO Party queued up. Best laid plans. I think 20's starting to wake up here a little bit. That's the 4-op park.
Idaho. Thanks for doing there in New Jersey, QSS. Whiskey X-ray again.
This was Idaho QSO Party.
WX 0Z59 Spanish.
Let's get his call here. And we bring some noise filter in here, see if I can get him.
Ohio, is that correct?
That helped.
Okay, lock the QSB. You came moving right up there. 7-3. This is N7 Papa India for the Idaho QSO Party. Thank you.
There's Papa India, right?
Whiskey Sierra Juliet, try again.
He's helping pull some of that noise out.
Okay, KB5WFJ, Bannock, BAN County, Idaho, over. Roger, I must be having two-way QSB. Yep, I've got your call correct. What's your state? Thanks, Texas 7-3 from BAN. That's Bravo Alpha November County, Idaho for the Idaho QSO Party. Thank you.
Let me get his call again.
KB9 only.
Yeah, I'm losing him in the QSB now. See if he comes back up.
KB9LLB, Bannock, BAN County, Idaho for the QSO Party. Over.
That NRS filter's helping.
So the new one there, Wisconsin 7-3 QSS.
His call. Is it November 7?
Try again.
I didn't get a super check partial, so that's why I'm guessing myself.
Kilo Charlie 5, maybe?
Super check partial isn't a be-all, end-all, but it just makes me pause and just want to make sure.
QSB, thanks. K5CM, Bannock, BAN County, Idaho, over. Thanks for Oklahoma, another new one, 73, QRZ.
Call.
Lima, somebody?
I think it's November 7, Papa India.
Lima. KC5, Lima, 59 Bannock County, Idaho. Again, your state?
boy, he's right at my noise floor.
1 minute. Now you're moving in again. Thanks. Texas 73. You are that. I don't know. Maybe I'm on somebody else's frequency.
Or November 7th.
Very weak. Try again.
Papa Victor, maybe?
Okay. Kilo Bravo 2 something.
If he comes back up and I can jump in there, I'll just ask him his call.
Well, the QSC got it. KB2, try again. Well, guys, I got to be honest, we got an M3 line noise, and the KB2 is just not making it. Keep trying. Sorry, I can't stop it. This is N7PI in Idaho QSO Party CQ.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Okay, the Kilo Bravo only, please. Thank you. Okay, Charlie Zulu, over. Give me your call again.
All right, I hear the other station in there.
Okay, KB9JCZ came right out of the noise. Your 59 Spam in BAN County for the QSO Party, over. Thanks, 73. Yours, Ed?
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox, Spamming, BAN County, Idaho, over.
QSL, 59 Kilo Sierra, Kansas.
Kansas, thanks, Kansas, yours, Ed.
All right, got him. Said N7PI.
5 Kilo Whiskey, Spamming, BAN.
Yeah, it's a radio club in Idaho.
Thanks, Oklahoma, 73, yours, Ed.
Surprised I didn't get a super check partial on him.
59 Spamming, BAN County, Idaho.
All right, we got 1 Oklahoma
73, yours,
and 1 Idaho. All right, I'll take this filter out.
November 7th, Papa India.
Let's go back down here. We'll come back up through the general portion here. Somebody's in here.
Sorry, negative. I heard QSB. Please repeat.
Oh, that's the Victor 3-1 Yankee Lima. Someone's calling CQ. He's really light. That's the 4-op park. Somebody's in here. Maybe. And it's good to see 20 kind of waking up here.
November 4, Yankee, November uniform.
Is that a POTA?
4, Yankee, November uniform.
He's calling somebody. Nothing. Nothing. Anybody spotted down lower? 20's this tough. Low. Higher bands are going to be a little bit. There's somebody on 17. I don't hear them at all. Let's try 15. 1 spotted on 15. Let's see, we got a spot on the FT8 frequency on, but it's SSB. Let's see. on 10. I don't think 10's going to work at all. All right, let's check 40. Where's 40 at here? I'm going to skip over the DXs. I don't think we're going to have any shot at them. Oh, I see what's happening. Hold on a second. I forgot to turn my radio tracking back on. All right, hold on. Gotta fix something here. Wasn't logging my frequencies. That's why I keep a scratch base with the POTA log. Let's see, they were on 14.283. 14.283. I just goofed up the 4-op part. I turned my radio tracking off so I could query for CW, and then I forgot to turn it back on, so I wasn't tracking the radio. Got that fixed. All right. So that looks weird. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to the 10 meters and see the 10 meters, the 10 meter band. A couple spots here. I was like, why is my spots not? It's back on 20 meters. Why is it not toggling through the spots? Yeah, I don't hear anybody here on 10. I don't see anything on 15 at all. If 20's that tough. Well, I don't know. 20 was late to open and 15 was good during the contest, so I guess it's always worth taking a look. Oops. That's probably a CW spot. I have my auto mode changed, so that's, I know when I'm changing modes. I see some chat going on around the Hermes Light and MySquareSDR. Hey, Randy. Good to hear in the chat. November, Delta 9 Golf. From Lowell, Indiana. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. Conditions are rough today. Very, very rough. 20's starting to wake up a little.
And they're great place because they got concrete pads around them. You can park there, set up your benches, and then you can go up the stairs to the top of the tower and hang a dipole. So you get a dipole up at about 100 feet. And oh my God, does that work great for field day. And of course, it's nice and cool. And there's always
Here's the NeuroNet filter.
Little convenience stores, so you know, if you get hungry or thirsty, somebody just runs down and gets it. But about once every 3 years, or something.
I think this NRS filter is a little bit better.
Mother Nature deals us the bad deck, and we'll get thunderstorms rolling through there, and we're all
Here's native.
to get in our vehicles and
No filters.
the equipment packed up and all kinds of stuff. I've been chased off that mountain a few times. Anyhow, you take it easy, Bob, and have a good springtime there. W16GG, K6AER.
Just a rag chew, I think.
Hola.
Somebody testing. Hey, Kilo Echo 9, Charlie Kilo Mike. I'm sure it's been said what rig you're running. I've got a Flex 8600 is the radio, and then a Maestro C. The Maestro is the display you're seeing there with the waterfall. It's basically external touch controls for the FlexRadio. So, good question. I'm relatively new to Flex. I've only been operating Flex for a few months. I think I've mostly got it figured out. There's still always things to learn, but I still have my FTDX10. It's my POTA activation radio now, so I've got it in the Apache case in my POTA corner here with my POTA antennas. So if the weather would ever make up its mind, we'll get out and do a POTA activation sometime here. All right, we'll go back to Go back to the POTA view here. Just kind of cycling through the spots. I know, y'all, we might wind things down. We got some stuff going on this afternoon around the house, but it's a little bit of a slog here today. Appreciate y'all hanging out, though, on a kind of a tough day, band condition-wise. That's that POTA activator in Florida. Let's see, it's a great setup. Thank you. Let's see, I have a Yaesu FT450 as my only HF rig for now. Can't convince the wife I need to spend more money. Yeah. I tell you, the 8600 was an investment for sure. It was one I'd saved for a little bit, and I would not recommend it as a first radio at all for anybody. If you want to try like an 8400 or something like that. I was wanting to do some more of the advanced SO2R stuff for contesting, and so I like that aspect of it. I'm still not comfortable enough doing SO2R yet, but wanted the ability to grow into it. I sold some other equipment and stuff to kind of offset, but it was definitely an investment for sure. After last weekend, I don't know, I'm still torn. I think I would really, really like an Aurora. Oh, I know I would really, really like an Aurora. But in just, trying to hunt Bouvet Island and stuff with 100 watts was a little bit tough. It would just be nice to have some power I could turn on occasionally. I do like the aspect of the Aurora being a 500 watt radio without, an amplifier. It's actually a 500 watt transmitter. And, not that I would run it at 500 watts all the time, but, I do like that aspect. I do also like the aspect of it being a radio that is so power efficient. I mean, to be able to do 500 watts, not needing to get a 240 volt circuit run to the shack, and some of that you would have to have for kind of a traditional linear amp. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of see how supply chain things work out with the Aurora and some of that. I think they're onto some pretty cool stuff with the polar modulation. I think we're going to see kind of some advancement and development in that space. And so it'll be cool to kind of see what happens over the next few years with that kind of technology. So if you're using it for contesting, it makes sense to invest. I just do this as a hobby for my basement. Keeps me out of the bars. Yeah. I tell you what, though, there are sometimes when you're trying to troubleshoot something or figure something out, there are elements of this hobby that make it so incredibly frustrating. At the same time, too, it makes it incredibly fun, but in the moment is so incredibly frustrating at times. It makes you want to drink for sure. So. Yeah, the Volts Flex Aurora actually might be pretty effective at running not at all full power, like regular linears. The cool thing about it is it's got a built-in power supply, so you don't need an external power supply for it. So it's just it's kind of wall power. But at 500 watts on 120 volts, I think it's like 6 or 7 amps of current draw. That's incredible. That's incredible. 500 watts at 6 amps at 120 volts. I don't remember exactly what the number is. It's like 6 or 7 amps, I think. That's incredible. And if you've got normal 240 power, it's less than that. So incredibly power efficient, very cool temperature wise. It's a cool radio. It's a cool radio too, but it is very cool temperature wise. So we'll see. I just, in the moment when I was making the purchase decision, it was still up in the air on when it was going to be delivered. They were still, they're still into group 2 deliveries, and they still haven't even started group 3 deliveries yet. So, even in a group 2 order, it would have been, it's still this half of the year or something like that. So I was ready to upgrade. I didn't want to wait. So, but yeah, I've enjoyed this radio a lot. A little bit of a learning curve, but have enjoyed it a lot. There's somebody. They're pretty strong. What is this?
Whiskey 5, Papa,
Oh, there's the
5x9.
There's the YLWWA again.
Thank you, Mississippi 73. Good luck. You're set.
Somebody. I see Don KC0 Q&A spotted. Is this that net? Maybe it was this net. Boy, this is rough, y'all. It is a tough day conditions-wise. Hey, Randy, fill me in. What's going on here? Contest POTA, who are you trying to work? Oh, we're trying to work anything. We got a little bit of QSO Party going on. I don't hear anything on the radio either. As long as you hear the static, I don't have something messed up with the stream. It's just very, very light. Yeah, we're just hunting POTA. It is also Oklahoma QSO Party and Idaho QSO Party this weekend. So we've got one in Idaho in the log and one in Oklahoma in the log. So a couple of POTAs. It's a little rough out there today. Kind of a minor solar storm going on, I think. I think that was a hunter. I don't think that was even the activator. Yeah, conditions are rough. You hearing anything up there in your neck of the woods, Randy? The MUF is starting to shift. Looks like it's starting to maybe come in, but I don't know. Like I said, 20 was starting to warm up here a smidge. I would call it far from good.
Take it from McAllen, Texas.
So this POTA activator in South Florida, he's probably been
5959 and from Texas. Thanks, Greg.
So he sounds pretty good. He's been up and down a little bit this morning, but he's pretty strong and consistent. That Belize YL station has been pretty consistent. But yeah, I mean that's it. I mean this is 20 today, so I'm gonna go back up to take a spin through 40 because I might catch some Oklahoma QSO Party folks, but did have some folks in chat earlier saying they had some luck on CW. Bring this threshold down just a smidge. Ears are getting a little tired. Randy, don't have the radio on. Go to bed in 30 minutes. I worked overnight. Very good, Randy. I appreciate you hanging out with us and saying hello. Vaults. Flex Aurora is freakishly expensive, though. Need very strong reasons to get the Flex. Maybe if I had to operate remote mostly. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely strong in the remote category. I will say, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the, I think it's called iShareRadio. And they've been doing some stuff, and it's kind of vendor agnostic. They did a lot of work with Flex, I think, on the remote capabilities, but they're doing some stuff that you would be able to share your radio regardless of manufacturer. So they're doing some cool stuff. It kind of uses some of their shack control software or shack control hardware to control other radios and toggle power and all that. One thing that was really cool, I think it was Kyle AA0Z was doing a walkthrough on the iShare stuff, and they were talking through kind of things you can do with it, but they were adding some capabilities for clubs to share a radio, and you could schedule time in it, so you could schedule a radio at a certain time. They could control the radio based upon frequency privileges of the operator. a bunch of stuff. So I think they're in beta right now, but that might open up some remote capabilities. Don't get me wrong. I think Flex their remote capabilities are over and above what I've seen from other manufacturers. There's some nuances to it, but is way more there than what a lot of the radio manufacturers are. Other radios you can remote, just oftentimes you need hardware. You got to set up some funky stuff on your router and some of the stuff there. But you might check and watch what those iShareRadio guys are doing. I think they're onto something there and may open up better remote capabilities for several radio manufacturers. Hey, we got Kid in chat. Top of the morning to you. Good morning, good morning. If you guys don't know, Kid was operating down in the Caribbean for the contest last weekend. I don't know how the heck he was watching a live stream and chatting with us while he was operating single op down there. He did quite well. How did you end up, Kid? Oh, you said you were being right back. I'm going to check the contest online score. I'm going to see how you did. Has it already dropped off? Did they already drop off the... ARL DX SSB.
Easy for me. All I did was install
there we go. Let's look at that.
Like a bucket brigade of kids.
Let's see here. Trying to find you in this list. Where were you? Where were you, kid? Where'd you end up? What category were you in? Were you single op? Oh, there you were. You were single op, all low power assisted. That's right. Ah, second in the scoreboard. Great job there, kid. So let me share this. So you guys can see it. All right, so Kid in chat. I know he said he's stepping away. Look at this score here. He was operating 6 Yankee 1 Alpha. Over 2,300 QSOs. 223 multipliers. Came in number 2 behind Victor Papa 9 in India. It's incredible. He had quite a run. He's sitting there watching my live stream and hanging out with us, thanking us for the Qs when we did get him. I don't know how he was doing that and operating a contest at the same time. Kid, you got way more talent than I do. That's awesome. Congrats on what looks like a second place finish there. That's incredible. So when he comes back, we'll have to tell him thanks. Good job. Y'all, this is a slog today. That's a rag chew. 40 kind of died off, which it normally does during the day here anyway. Nothing here on 40. Kyle S., did you get Bouvet in your log? I did once, 40 meters FT8. I don't know how many hours I spent trying to get them on various bands, but I got them one time, confirmed in the log, 40 meters FT8. Yeah, FT8. It was rough. I shared earlier in the stream a couple guys from the contest club. You know, they're big CW ops, big CW contest ops, so super talented CW operators. And one of the guys was, he said he was in a pileup for 3 to 4 hours. And I think his quote was, it was a dogfight. So, has an amp, has a hex beam, and was sitting there for 3 to 4 hours trying to get them, but did finally get it in the log. Excuse me. It was tough for North America for sure. That was tough. That's kind of what sparked the Aurora conversation a few minutes ago. It was like, oh man, if I just get a little over 100 watts, that would be great. So the Aurora would have 500. And, you know, kind of you kind of got a double power every time, kind of thing. So, 100 doubled is 200. The next jump is 400. So I think you could get a lot of stuff in that 500 watt range. And to have a radio you could power with 120 volt power is pretty incredible with the power efficiency and the heat. It'd be pretty cool, but it's not an inexpensive radio. Wow, congrats. Wasn't able to. Maybe next time. Yeah, hopefully you can get them next time. I know there was even guys that tried to get them, was it 2 or 3 years ago? I think it was 3 Yankees, 0 Juliet when they went. I can't remember when that one was. I think it was a few years ago, but there were guys that were still trying to get them from that. So, all right, Charlie Kilo Mike saying 73 for now. Get some stuff done. Enjoyed the stream. Wow, appreciate you hanging out, especially with not a lot happening on the radio today. Wasn't for lack of trying though. Next time might be in 20 years or so. Yeah, who knows? I think it's going to be tough. I mean, that DXpedition was a $1.7 million budget. It's not going to get cheaper. So we'll see what happens.
Quebec 4, Oscar, Quebec uniform.
Can't tell if that was a QSO party. Somebody trying to pounce. Is there anybody spotted on 230? Oh, yeah, there is. Park in California spotted. I don't hear him. We'll jump through the spots here again. We might wind things down for the day.
November 2, Juliet Hotel. Was it Hotel Romeo again? Roger, you got you. I've got it there, Juliet Hotel Romeo. You're 5 and 5, Jim. Go ahead.
Is this November 4 golf?
Okay, thanks a lot. We appreciate the shout there. The band is pretty squirrely down here today in Florida. This is November 4 golf. Yours, Ed?
Let's see if we can get them in the log.
Again,
they sound good.
Keep your parts in the air. November 4 golf.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox.
Alpha Fox is 0. Is it 0 Fox?
QSL.
Okay, you're 5-9, Mike. Go ahead.
QSL 5-9 into Kilo Sugar. Band conditions are rough today.
Yeah, they are rough today. This is November 4 golf. Keep your parts on the air. November 4 golf.
All right, 5-9. Sounds good for now.
Signals are up and down. Hard to pull anybody out. Everybody's in the noise. This is November 4 golf.
Glad it's not just me and my station today.
Kilo Charlie 3, Whiskey Mike Tango. You popped right up there. You're 5 and 7. Tim, go ahead.
It's dropping a little bit there.
Thank you, Tim. Have a good day. November 4 golf. Again. CQ Parks on the air. November 4 golf. Kilo X-ray 2, Delta 5-9 signal. Greg, go ahead.
Special event station for Get Your Park On 2026. So that's November 4 golf.
It's a special event station for Get Your Park On QSL.
You read my mind.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it's kind of rough copy down here. A lot of noise. This is November 4 golf. Yours, Ed?
Well, he is in full-on contest mode.
Papa Kilo again. Delta Papa Kilo only. Yeah, I need your rest of your call. All I got to do.
Randy says S4 to S6 noise.
Roger, Kilo 2, Delta Papa Kilo. Roger.
He sounds good. He may be our last one today. We'll see. Anybody else in here? I'd like to get a couple QSO Party folks.
That's Roger, 73.
Yeah, Randy, that definitely solar conditions for sure impacting things. Somebody's in there. Let me bring a little noise filter in and see if I can.
QSL, you are 5-5 into Arizona. 7-3.
That's a Hunter. Definitely a spin the VFO day. You never know who's going to pop up here. Ah, there's Randy. Mentioned at the top of the stream, Randy, Kilo Echo 2, Echo Tango, and Wayne, November 3, Charlie Delta Foxtrot. They're doing a POTA road trip in a few weeks into New Mexico. They're going to leave April 2nd, and they're going to do 10 days and 40 parks. So if you want to follow along, they're going to be posting their stuff on the New Mexico POTA Facebook group. So if you want to check out their adventure, follow along there. Randy was the operator. If you are in my live streams, normally Randy was the one that gave me static one day. He's like, "We're not taking contacts from Flex operators." And it just threw me. I was like, "What?" He was just busting my chops. Randy and I have exchanged quite a few emails back and forth. And that's when he was telling me about his POTA adventure into New Mexico with Wayne. Oh man, 3067. He's not spotted. Kilo Golf something. Let me bring a little noise filter in. PRD, there he is. Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot. QSL, QSL. QSL, you're 43 into Kilo Sierra today. Conditions are a little rough out there. Well, I appreciate you being out there. Good luck in 73. I almost lost him. Filter, let me kind of pull him out there. See if PRD gets spotted here. If not,
Kilo 8, November, Whiskey November 1, puck number UF 0232 in South Florida, Georgia.
There he is.
That's some pileup. I'm going to start with Kilo stations. I'm going to let you Kilo stations fight it out. That's all I heard was Kilo. Go ahead.
Kilo stations fight it out. All right, we got Papa Romeo Delta in the log. Let's see, we got him 4353.
This frequency is occupied. Stations out there, it is occupied.
I wouldn't be surprised. People are not hearing folks, and it's
frequency since 11 o'clock this morning, and I'm on a number of 108 contacts. So
he's got 108 in the log.
It is occupied right now.
334. Oh, that's the Florida station. Yeah, he has been there for a while. That's it. That's all we got, y'all. See, Gaming King 545 in the chat says the bands have been dead. I managed to get a YLWWA station from Canada, although I haven't heard any POTA stations this morning. Yeah, with that one Belize station on, I think they're on 14225. We heard them. They were pretty strong. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, 20's starting to wake up here a little bit, but it's a little bit rough. See, Randy says I turned on the Nova SDR to the CW portion, get all flutter. And then Zach says, did you try 40 meters? Yeah, we were on 40 meters earlier. Before 20 woke up, that was the only place we had a contact. We got one Oklahoma QSO Party station. Let me see if I can get another one. We can go down to 40 again. It was last time it was probably about maybe 5-10 minutes ago down there. It was a little light. Let's come up through here. Anything on the waterfall? Anything building on the waterfall? I had a couple of nets on 40 that we heard. And you can see the POTA spots on the screen with the call signs in green. Yeah, it's like almost like 40 fell out. I mean, this is kind of normal with 40 during the day. Normally the noise is a little higher. It's actually fairly low noise floor for me for 40 during the day. And I'm just not seeing anything here. It's almost like 40 fell out. 20's kind of waking up a little bit. Randy says best band for me is 10 meters. I don't know. I didn't see anything on 20 or on 28. We could try 28333. There's a POTA spotted. Let's let the waterfall build here. We'll see if we hear or see anything. Randy, Echo November 61 HL. Nice. Yeah, it looked like the MUF map, it was starting to creep west a little bit. So yeah, the MUF is definitely, well, I guess I'm showing red now too. So that's kind of up above 28 megahertz. So, but you probably opened up a little bit before we did. So we'll see. A little more red starting to creep. EU was in the red earlier, so barring any solar stuff, that should be head this way. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything here on 10 meters. You might be just a little bit ahead of us there, Randy. I'm going to try 17 meters here. There's a little bit of activity. What's up here? What is up here? Typical form. Once I land on the frequency, they stop. Oh, there's another band. This will be Victor 31Y. They moved to 17 meters. They're strong.
Thank you for call 73. QRZ, Victor 31 Yankee.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox. Where'd they go? Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Golf 5 Yankee Lima 5x9.
Get them on a new band. I got them last night, 20 minutes. 20 meters, sorry, 20 minutes.
QRZ Victor 31 Yankee.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Kilo 6 Alpha Foxtrot Whiskey 5x9. Thank you, 73 QRZ Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox.
Hotel Sierra, please again.
I don't think she's hearing me. Chris, Papa Tango Charlie says South America 10 meter contest, nothing. Oh, wow.
Sierra 5x9. Thank you, good luck, QRZ Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Whiskey 7, please again. Whiskey Sierra 8, November 5x9. Thank you, Ohio 73, QRZ.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
November 7, Lima Papa Golf 5x9.
So they're hearing people.
Thank you, Montana 73, QRZ.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Victor Echo 9, Charlie Zulu 5x9. CQ Yankee Lima, about this is Victor 31 Yankee Lima.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
0-something 5, please again.
Seeing some spots show up for 6 meters.
Uniform 5 by 9.
Looks like out of Maine headed to South America. There's one Texas headed to South America.
Good luck, QSZ.
Might be a bit of a 6-meter opening.
4, Mike, please again. Yeah, Whiskey 4, Mike, Victor 5 by 9.
See if we can get this YLWWA.
QSZ, Victor 3 1, Yankee Lima.
Alpha Fox, 0 Fox.
Oscar Tango, please again. Whiskey 2, Oscar Tango 5 by 9. Thank you, 73, QSZ, Victor 3 1, Yankee Lima.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, please again.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot 5 by 9.
QSL, 5 by 9, Kansas.
Thank you, 73, QSZ, Victor 3 1, Yankee Lima.
All right, we got him on another band.
Kilo Bravo 9, Sugar, Victor 5 by 9. Illinois 73, good luck.
Yeah, at least we're hearing something else on another band. I just don't hear any of these POTA activators. I just don't hear anything else. Hear that Victor 3-1 Lima, and that's it. Is there anybody on 15? There's a couple of folks on 15. Let's see if there's anything on 15 meters. There was nothing there earlier. It's pretty quiet here. Don't see anything on the waterfall either. There's KC0 Q&A. Saw him on 20. I couldn't hear him though. Gone in Minnesota. Also participates in the live streams from time to time. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. Tough band conditions today. Can make for super interesting radio listening. I don't think there's anything on 15. Just like Randy's experience on 10. 10's dead for me. 15's dead for me. 17, we heard the one station. Let's make another spin through 20.
Roger, you're off of 59. Thank you.
Six. Not a POTA. November 4 golf is gone. It's a little bit rough out there. Lots of folks out in parks. I'm sure they're just as frustrated as we are as hunters. We did get there was like 4 ops operating earlier on 14-283. We did get them in the log. It's a rag chew.
All right, thank you. I'm relaying for the 3905 Century Club. It's now your turn.
It's a net. Don't do a lot of nets myself, at least on HF. I know some folks, that's their thing. So we got this guy early. November, Whiskey November. He's in South Florida. The MUF just updated and kind of went back closed again.
What is your name so I can put it in my operator?
That's crazy. Okay, I think with that, we're going to wind it down today. I don't know. It may be one of those days just got to do digital.
Hey, Michael, this is number 4, Alpha, Charlie.
Listen on these. We got these guys earlier, but just listen in.
QSL? Yes, sir, you got it right. QSL, thank you for hunting us down today.
Yeah, Randy said Whiskey November 1 Fox. It still got fluttering. Yeah, it was crazy. Last Friday night, I did 3 live streams last weekend. We had thunderstorms, and so we were kind of sandwiched between thunderstorms, and I had never heard so much what sounded like auroral flutter. Maybe it was just atmospheric conditions with the storms and stuff. I mean, it was all bands, lots of stations. You know, I've heard auroral flutter on Japan stations, Iceland, Russia. I've heard that. But to hear it like on other stations in North America, it was wild. Wasn't hearing it on the Caribbean stations, I don't believe, but I was hearing it on Central and South America. Like, well, that's weird. So am I going long path? Like, what's going on here? It's just real bizarre. I didn't have that on Saturday or Sunday, but did have it on Friday night for sure. So again, I don't know if it was the the storms or what, but shortly after we shut it down for the night, we had a tornado warning. It ended up being an EF0, so on the tornado scale, still small, but there was some damage just to the north of us a little bit. Probably about 4 miles north of here. A lot of folks lost some big trees and things.
Please stand by for our number 2.
But yeah, that was my fluttering story.
Juliet Charlie, K4JC, same part and same signal report.
I think they're kind of rotating through ops. I got 4 call signs, but it wasn't the previous 4 call signs I heard. So I think only one of the 4 was the same one. So
Tango Papa Juliet and Kilo Delta 9 Oscar Lima Bravo, QSL.
somebody up here a little higher.
K9GWF, WN1F.
Is this that net? I lose track of what's on what frequency here as I'm looking at spots.
GWF, back to you.
Yeah, it's that net. There's somebody right here on top of my noise.
K7F, special event.
Let me see if I can put a filter in here and get this noise out of here. Could be Idaho QSO Party.
Kilo 5, Foxtrot Officer X-ray. Which safety button? Okay, this is GWI, Idaho.
GWI, is that his county? K7S.
CQ, Idaho Scud Run. CQ, Idaho Scud Run. This is K7S.
Idaho Scud Run? Oh, the Spud Run. Oh, that's the QSO Party. That's what they called it.
CQ is the Idaho Scud Run. CQ, Idaho Scud Run. K7S, special event.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
Alpha Foxtrot, 0 Foxtrot.
QSL, lots of QSB. Go ahead. Come again. I lost you. You're 5-9 into Kilo Sugar. Kilo Sugar, Kansas. What's the county again? County, please. I lost you and I got a bunch of noise. Try it again on the county. QSL, thank you so much. QSL, thank you. Good luck. Oh my gosh. Okay, TWI, got it. All right, we got 2 in the list. Twin Falls County. Boy, it's right in the middle of that noise. That was tough. Even with the noise filter, it was rough. I didn't switch over to the contest view. Sorry, y'all. We got 2 in the log for Idaho. Let's see. Pilot. Let's see. You specifically looking for POTA? We were. There's also Oklahoma and Idaho QSO Party, so just band conditions are just really tough today. You see all the POTA spots on the display with the call signs, but I'm just not hearing a whole lot today. Band conditions are a little bit tough. Let's see. Chris asks in chat, Kilo 2, Papa Tango Charlie, any good tips for the upcoming WPX contest? Just hunt at everybody. Yeah, pretty much. Just hunt everybody. There'll be a lot of folks looking for USA call signs because the prefix we've got a lot of unique prefixes. I know even late in the contest, I got some folks last year and they're like, "Oh my gosh, thanks for the Alpha Fox." So yeah, for that contest, you're looking for prefixes. So anybody you can work with unique prefixes is good. So that'd be my tips. I'm far from a pro on the WPX contest, but I plan to work that one as well. So. Good question. This is a 4-op. We got them in the log earlier. 4-op activation.
954 Southern Arizona.
Oh, there's how many ops there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ops. Holy smokes. I don't know if conditions are going to allow 5 ops to get an exchange there. I've lost him. I don't even hear him anymore. So yeah, we're hunting POTA. We're also trying to get some contacts in the Idaho and Oklahoma spring QSO parties. Something on the waterfall here.
Kilo Alpha 5, Kilo Juliet Foxtrot. I've got you 5-9 in the park, Cletus.
Let's see in chat. Pilot says, I'm new to ham radio, so taking in as much info I can. Got some gear. Taking my exam here in the UK next week, so hopefully I'll be on the air after that. Well, good luck. Welcome to the hobby. If you have any questions, certainly reach out.
November, Whiskey November, QRZ.
All right, we got November Whiskey November already. He's been fairly strong from South Florida today.
You're a Whiskey Zero station?
Yeah, hopefully you get on the air, and when you get on the air, let us know. We'll see. Maybe we can make a contact with you. UK's a little tough for me, although we did make some contacts last week in the ARL DX contest, so we did get a few folks. I don't know why UK's so hard. I think if I look at a globe, I think it just clips enough of the polar to just disrupt. So I think the stations I worked were fairly big stations, working contests with power. So
Southwest Missouri. Did I give you 5-9? Okay.
He's still sounding good there from South Florida. There's somebody down here. Who's down here? Saw it on the waterfall there for a second. Could be a rag chew where we just don't hear the other station. I think conditions in Europe were better today than they were over here in the States, at least this morning. Well, whatever was there is gone now. Oh, there they are. They're back.
A lo mejor si no está en Jamín puede estar otro, pero... A beautiful day here also. We've got spring as well.
That's a 20 starting to wake up a little bit here.
It's the
FT840 transceiver driving a Collins.
Let's see, pilot says, been listening a bunch, got a 7300 Mark II and an end-fed half-wave, so it's been fun to hear people from all over. That's great. Very, very cool. That's a great radio. That will get you. That'll get you far for sure. So a lot of 7300s out there. I've heard good things about the Mark II as well. Kind of just a hardware refresh on that radio. That's awesome. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. Well, good luck with your test, and let us know your call sign when you get your call sign. Let's see. They were terrible earlier today, but improved as the day went on. Okay, that's good. Well, it's good to know that's the case here too. So we'll see. Randy says, I got snow here. We're expecting snow, I think, tomorrow. So there's a chance of snow tomorrow. So, crazy. Yeah. Keep us posted on your call sign, and we'll listen for you for sure. All right. I think I'm probably going to wind things down here today. We'll get some lunch. We might be back on it a little bit later if the conditions improved. I probably should have checked things before I live streamed this morning, but definitely enjoyed the conversation with y'all. Let me take the radio audio out of here. So appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate the conversation and questions in the chat and all that. A little bit rough today. Lots of POTA activators out there, but just not hearing a whole lot today. I think with the minor solar storm that happened on the tail end of yesterday, and it's just kind of creeping into today. Hopefully things will improve as the day goes on. Sounds like things over in Europe improved as the day went on. So hopefully that's the case here too. We did get some folks in the log, but it was definitely a light day today. So we did get one 4-op POTA on 20. Let's see, we got November 4 Golf. Let's see, on 20, we got Papa Romeo Delta on 20. And then we got the Victor 31 YL for the YL WWA on 17. So not bad. Got a few folks in the QSO party. Got 2 for Idaho. Got 1 for Oklahoma so far. I'll see. I might pop back up here later this afternoon and just kind of see what's going on. But we got some things going on here this afternoon, so it might be evening before I get back up here. We'll see how things kind of go. So I'll certainly appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this content, want to do a live stream, you can subscribe to the channel and be notified when we go live. We do a lot of POTA hunting. We do a lot of contesting and things. So let's see. I'm going to grab my contest calendar here. Give me just a second. I'm going to see what's kind of on deck next here. Okay, so if you haven't been out to the radiosport.world website, they've got kind of this periodic table of contests. And so you can kind of look, if you enjoy SSB, you can look at when the next SSB. So it looks like the next big SSB contest is coming up, the WPX at the end of the month. That's a fun one. That one, you're trying to get prefixes. So you can work a lot of folks. And here in the U.S., we have a lot of different prefixes for our call signs. So you can get multipliers for that one. So we'll probably do a live stream for that one for sure. The next couple weekends, I think, is kind of QSO parties. So we'll probably do POTA and QSO parties. And we'll see kind of things, how things shake out for conditions-wise for the rest of April and all that. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and say 73. And hope you have a good rest of your day, good rest of your weekend. We might be back on here another stream this weekend. We'll kind of see how things go. But until next time, have fun with your radio, be kind, and 73 from Alpha Fox 0 Fox. We'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.